was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, here been a front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank, coming with a dank. Scrolling in a tank, rolling with a gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up? And welcome to World Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy.
Welcome you.
Joined by Spinmo Rax.
Hello.
Young Christopher Columbus. Nicholas Kohloff.
Let's
aka
go.
Detroit Mario.
Let's go.
If you guys haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button. It means the world to us. Our show is live during drive time. No, not that many people YouTube during that time, so it helps them find us afterward. First and foremost, happy Turtle Day.
Happy Turtle Day.
Darren McCarty and every Detroit Red Wings fan listening across the world. Darren McCarty, if you guys aren't familiar, I mean, you guys got to know by now. A lot of you guys watch all the shows throughout the day. This is the day Darren McCarty fully clogged Lemieux.
Yep.
And I put it on my, because I put on my Instagram story, but it goes so much deeper than like, yeah, he beat up the guy who injured his teammate, because Claude was also a bad motherfucker at the time.
Yeah, and the Avalanche had the Red Wings numbered. They had beaten them multiple times. The Red Wings were one of the best teams in the league, but so were the Avalanche, and the Red Wings could never get past them. That was always the big bad for them. And obviously Claude, boarded Draper and sliced his face up, scarred him for life, and that was something that they took to heart. And D-Mac talked about it today, how the guy who started the fight, the guy who started everything, was Igor Larionov.
Yeah.
A guy who's like 5'6", 150 pounds, grabs Forsberg and gets into a fight with him. And then so D-Mac knew it was game time. After he saw Larionov throwing punches, he knew it was game time. He turns around, he's looking for Claude Lemieux, and Foot grabs him. And Foot's a big-ass dude, like a 6'3", just behemoth, strong guy, is holding D-Mac back so he can't get to Claude Lemieux. So Shanahan comes up to Foot, gives him a two-arm shiver to break his grip off of D-Mac. D-Mac gets loose. The rest is history. And it's just awesome to see D-Mac talk about it every year.
It means a lot to him.
He teared up. He teared up because that's more than just his teammate. That's more than him and Draper are best friends. They're still best friends, and they've been best friends for a long time. So that's just an awesome situation. Hockey justice. And then, of course, they come back from down 2 goals in that game. And guess who gets the game winner? Darren McCarty, who shouldn't have been in the game.
Yeah.
Man should not have been playing in that
game.
He didn't even get a fighting penalty. He didn't even get a 5-minute major. He got 2 minors for roughing as he kneed fucking Claude Lemieux in the head. Like, it's just an amazing story. Obviously, hockey gods shined upon us because D-Mac gets the game-winning goal in that from Shanahan and Larionov. Like, it's just the perfect scenario that line was the line in overtime to finish it off. It's just, like, hockey is such a beautiful sport because things like that happen. And then, obviously, we know the rest is history. They ended up overcoming Colorado, going on to win 4 Stanley Cups. Darren McCarty is cemented as one of the biggest legends in the history of Detroit sports.
And now that's one of the biggest rivalries, well, for us. It's got to be the same way for them, too, right? Avalanche fans, Red Wings. Yeah, I love that. And like, speak of, like you said, like old-time hockey or just the sport of hockey, like NBA, you can hardly even sneeze on like a superstar player. Like Claude Lemieux was one of the guys in the league at the time.
Yes, he was.
Darren McCarty got to bully him, remain in the game, and as Spencer said, too, for the game-winning goal.
And he says it all the time. We call it Turtle Day, but it's not really, it wasn't really a turtle. Like, a turtle is when you give up in a fight and you fall on the ground and you give up because you're losing the hockey. Claude Lemieux says that's the hardest he's been hit in his entire life. And he was knocked out. Like, D-Mac knocked him out one punch. And so he fell to the ground. Like, that's just D-Mac being the GOAT, man.
Truly is the GOAT. Also, happy birthday to Jameson Williams.
Shout out J-Mo.
Happy birthday, J-Mo. Some exciting news on his birthday. I'd assume so. We'll talk about that in this first segment of today's show. Lots of things changing around the NFL. More rule changes. We'll get to that. But before any of that, we got to give you some BS because that's what we do in these opening segments. We joked about the Diddy stuff.
Bro.
Little did we know, it really wasn't a joking matter. This guy's 3 homes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say 3 homes. Got raided by the FBI yesterday.
I think it
Miami,
was 2.
LA.
Miami, LA, and then I don't know what the other one.
You're breaking in that. What'd you say?
Yeah, I can't really hear you.
I said LA, Miami. I don't know if there was a third. I know he
Okay.
was taking a jet to like
Is that part true? Did he really flee?
Yes.
They can't confirm though that he's on the jet, but there was a jet heading to an area that was extradited. But the problem is the jet was coming from LA, and there was footage of him in Miami while his homes were getting raided. So I don't know. I truly don't know. There's been people trying to figure out. Apparently, the same great detective who tracked all of Taylor Swift's flights is on this case. So I'm sure we're gonna get an answer.
Yeah, that. I mean, we joked about it.
No Diddy.
The Diddler, they're calling him.
Diddy the Diddler.
Putting him on the Riddler's uniform there with all the question marks. Lots of questions about it.
A lot of questions to be answered for Diddy. It's like Diddy, R. Kelly, and it's, his situation with these guys is it's tough, man. Tough. It's just whatever I want, I have to get. He wasn't lying about that.
It's not lying.
Also, he sold all his Revolt stock and everything, so he's completely away from that company and totally dissociated with Revolt, the company started. So
your mic's messing up.
It's messing up. Okay.
Yeah, I try to unplug.
I don't know if it's just my headphones or not.
Maybe like from here.
Yeah, because I don't know the name. There's a guy from like the 70s or 80s that did something like that too. He's like a famous film producer, Roman Lansky or Roman.
I don't know.
Whatever. It's. I can't think of the name of the guy who Shannon Tate was his wife. Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah, similar thing. Obviously, different accusations out of that situation. Like that was more towards children or whatnot. Did he actually? This one we don't know. It hasn't been unfurled. But
we don't know.
The only reason why this is a thing today. Well, first, it's just crazy to begin with. And actually, that's the only reason it is. How insane! Like you hear these things all the time. You like when Kanye says it on Drink Champions podcast, or Cat Williams goes and says it on Shannon Sharp's podcast. You use Diddy's name specifically in both scenarios.
Yeah.
And you're just like, these guys are just crazy guys. Like they're just talking about crazy conspiracy. It's real.
Normally the people who are talking crazy about Hollywood situations, or it sounds like they're talking crazy, most of the times they're telling the truth. They just get made out to look crazy by the people they're talking about.
How many times you heard these kind of stories and you're quick to dismiss them? And that's why when it come to yesterday too, with the rule change in the NFL, this is for player safety. Player safety, my asshole.
Yeah.
This is for fantasy football and parlays.
Yes.
And or a way for refs to easily decide, or I guess have more of an impact on the outcome of games. Again, that feels or sounds crazy, but how many times we saying like shit's crazy and we're watching it like go down?
Yeah.
And, like this day and era too. Like it's wild.
Remember the memes of Stephen Hawking that took off for a while, but he was actually there. Like he was on the flight log. Man, Stephen Hawking was an Epsteiner. Like I don't know, man. I try to stay away from that shit because that's a life that I would never be involved in. It's some disgusting behavior to me, but
I just know it's something we talked about on the show, so a little bit of an update on it, I guess, and that
Hollywood motherfuckers are crazy, bro.
Stuff is looking like it's more true than not.
There was also, is my mic good now?
Yeah.
Sounded good? Okay.
So far, so good.
There's also some Syracuse basketball player that's allegedly been arrested as a drug mule in the Diddy case. He's like, I'll get his name in a second. I think it's Brandon Paul, if I'm not mistaken, but he's been arrested in the raid. So it was a Syracuse basketball player.
We'll probably keep you guys updated on that randomly throughout the month until that gets closed up or whatever. But I guess moving on to more sports stuff, and I meant to do this one yesterday. I don't know what we got into that it passed us, but the head coaching, all the coaches from the NFL, met up again in Florida. Do you have this picture, Chris? I know it's from a couple segments ago, like a couple days ago. If you can grab it for a second, if you don't got it.
All the coaches together.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, I got it actually right here.
And last year, or like the past few years since the arrival of Dan Campbell, it sparked up the conversation: who wins the head coach battle royale?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Spinny.
I don't think he's number one anymore.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes.
All right, that's what I was
going
to say. Yeah, because before it was Dan Campbell easily, no questions about it. There's these guys.
Antonio Pierce, D'Amico Ryans, there's some big dudes.
Some dogs.
Bro,
KOC, he's pretty big too.
He's tall as shit.
Who's the guy? Rob Saleh.
Jonathan Gannon. No, put that thing back up. Jonathan Gannon. All the way to the right. I didn't even think of him as the type. He looking pretty jacked in that picture too.
Yeah.
All the way to the right, bottom right.
He's been bulking for this picture to be taken.
I swear they have, bro. They hear these conversations. They're sick of being told that Dan Campbell bully him and beat the dog
I still
shit out
got
of him.
Dan Campbell beating the shit out of anybody except for
Antonio
maybe
Pierce.
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, because you go to Antonio Pierce's side and like similar situations. Dan Campbell's getting older too. Antonio Pierce, I believe, is a little bit younger, maybe the same age. But like Antonio Pierce is sure barely fitting him too. Just as wide as well. And you know, linebackers are tight ends are the linebackers of the offense.
Yeah.
The same thing. They're both crazy motherfuckers.
Crazy.
I guess you can fit fullbackers. Jesus, fullbacks in there too.
Antonio Pierce is a problem. D'Amico Ryans would be a problem, and Rob Sala's looking even more jacked. So
Yeah, you know what? Who should be in the conversation but doesn't look nearly as jacked because he's kind of looking pudgy. He's heavyweight. Shout out to him though. Gerard Mayo.
yeah,
But he don't look the part as like of a badass at the very least. Brian Dabble looking like the least intimidating man of the
Yeah.
crew.
Dabble, Mike McDaniel. I'd probably take Dabble over Mike McDaniel.
Sean McVay looking kind of jacked. Mike McDonald looking kind of jacked. I mean, even Kyle Shanahan, they knew what it was.
Yeah,
They went to Taylor's. They found shirts that fit, pretty tight around that bicep for this very photo. Dan Campbell's still top 5, top 2,
oh for sure,
top 3.
top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, you gotta put Antonio Pierce in there. My top 3 in no order would be Antonio Pierce, D'Amico Ryans, and Dan Campbell.
That's fair. You know who, like, not in this picture per se, but I did see one of him. Shout out to our guys from Loose Cannons Podcast. They went out to dinner with Todd Bowles and Jason Light.
Bowles is a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty jacked in that picture. Not in this one, like I said, but typically, he's a pretty jacked guy. And another update real quick. I wish I actually cut the video part of it, but Dan Campbell did mention, just because we were out the Hendon Hooker stuff yesterday, I want to give you guys an update that Dan Campbell did still say today that Amon-Ra and Jared Goff are priorities. There's nothing he's comfortable speaking with, but there's definitely stuff they want to get done.
Yeah.
A little update on that thing. Don't know what's going to go down with it. I'm going to be stubborn and stick to my guns just because that way I can say I was right if it happens. But if I'm wrong on that one, then it happens.
Nobody
Yeah.
remembers.
Yeah. And that's why we're doing the beginning of the show, right? Because people are just now filing in. I could say I already said it. You want to hear it? Rewind it.
What is he gonna say? No, we're not planning on re-signing this guy.
That's facts too. That's a very good point. And by the way, too, when I say that, I don't mean it as like moving on from Jared Goff onto Hendon Hooker, or that I'm trying to move on from Jared Goff onto Hendon Hooker. I'm just saying that's probably the reason why this is taking a little bit so long. It's just because they have that contingency plan in Hendon Hooker, and they may want to see it what he is.
Mitten Maid says Harbaugh crazy enough to beat them all. No, Dan Campbell would obliterate Jim Harbaugh.
I put Jim Harbaugh top 10. He's a psychopath, bro.
He is, but
I've got to meet him on multiple occasions.
Odd guy.
he's a psychopath. He's a weird guy.
Yes.
He's a weird guy for sure.
Ultra competitive.
I mean, he's beating like Mike McDaniel and Sean McVay and Brian Dable. I'll get him those for sure, but he's not hanging with the heavyweights.
What do you guys think
Put your
about?
top 5 in the chat. I'm curious.
Yeah, put it in the chat. What do you guys think about Jim hyping up JJ like crazy so he hopefully gets
What
drafted,
do you think he's
in
gonna
front
do?
of him?
What do you think he's gonna
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why he's doing it, so teams move up in front of him so he gets to draft who he wants.
do?
No,
he's
there
doing it
is
because
a-
that's his guy.
There's a literal quote from Jim Harbaugh saying, "I'm so excited for this quarterback run because the draft starts at pick number 5."
Yeah.
Truly, if
That's a quote.
yeah,
Damn.
I mean, that's obviously don't have it right in front of me, but yeah, he made mention of like, yeah, I'm excited about the quarterbacks at the top of this draft. I think it's like in connection with that same statement he made about JJ, just because that allows more other people to
Wait.
push down to like where he's going to be at. Which, by the way, I still think they might trade back.
Raise the Sales says Harbaugh would start biting or some shit. He would definitely be
He
grimy.
would.
He would be grimy. I mean, he's a crazy person for sure. Like I said, I'll give him the easy ones, like Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan and Brian Dabble and Mike McDaniel. I'd take Jim over those guys, but he's not hanging with D'Amico Ryans or Antonio Pierce or Dan Campbell.
Can you put it up? Where's D'Amico Ryans in this one? I just got to let me.
And Rob Saleh. Rob Saleh's looking jacked as well.
He's fighting for his job.
D'Amico Ryans is
All the way to the right, left.
No, he's in the middle.
No, that's he is
I
right
think
next to Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Let me rewind this on my computer so I can see it.
Zoom in on him, Chris.
Middle, you said?
Yeah,
he
zoom in
actually
on the
still
black
looks like
guys
a
in the
dog.
middle. Yeah,
Whoa.
D'Amico Ryans is in between. Who's that on the other side of D'Amico Ryans? I don't even know who that is. He looks like
Shane
Stick.
Steichen.
Looks like Stick.
Wait a second. Who is?
That's Shane Steichen.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Shane Steichen.
in between KOC and D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's
KOC's tall as shit.
he is. My real question is, who's next to Dave Canales? Who is that?
Dan Canales. Who's Dan Canales?
Dave Canales, the guy next to Andy Reid, the young tan dude. The Buccaneers OC.
I don't know.
Because I thought this is
In
my
between Dan Canales and
I don't even know
Sean
actually.
Payton.
Is that Sean Payton?
Sean Payton's next to Kevin Stefanski. Sean Payton's in the black with the hat. I'm pretty sure it's Sean Payton.
Are you
Doesn't look
talking
like
about
him
the
when you zoom
guy?
in.
Are you talking about the guy next to Sean Payton?
Yes.
Yeah, no
Is
idea.
that-
Who the fook is that guy?
That motherfucker back there.
Oh, is he the guy that got hired at is he the Titans' new head coach?
Could be the Titans' new head coach.
Okay.
Jim's
Sean
definitely
Payton doesn't
coming with
look
a
like Sean
weapon,
Payton in
says
this
MJ. Yeah, Jim would probably bring a tire iron or something. Like I said, Jim could beat definitely a lot of
cheeseburger.
those coaches. I would take Jim on him, but not the heavyweights, not the heavyweight match. Like Rob Saleh, nah. Dan Campbell, nah. Antonio Pierce, nah. D'Amico Ryans, nah.
I know we're over it. Just one more time, Chris. I apologize. Who's next to Dan Campbell? Who's that?
I don't know. It's
I literally got zoomed. I have no clue who's next to Dan
in
Campbell.
between Gerard Mayo and Dan
Maybe
Campbell.
that's Shane Steichen. I gotta look up the new coaching hires.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Chat,
But
help us out.
help us out, Chad. But let me tell you guys about something, and that is Jack Labrador. Jack Labrador knows football season is officially over and baseball season is right around the corner. However, Jack Labrador is 24/7, 365 days a year. Learn how to play now on your phone at jacklabrador.gg. 2 new symbols in a franchise-changing three-point play. And remember that once you go Jack, you never go back. Go to jacklabrador.gg now and join in on all the fun.
Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for 2 things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party. It's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Are you tired of the same old Detroit sports merch? Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click on the shop tab today and get yourself some brand new merch. They got everything. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. So head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click the shop tab today and get yourself some brand new
Merch.
Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm Eazy. This is Spin More Rax.
Hello.
We have young Christopher Columbus in the TD booth and Nicholas
Stop
Kohloff.
calling him Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, dog.
Christopher
Christopher Columbus
a piece
is
of
not
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Genocidal lunatic.
Of all the Christophers you could compare me to, that might be one of the most offensive.
Yeah. It's up there.
All right.
Sure.
You know the Christopher
Christopher
Reed.
Wallace.
Nah,
Hey, shut up.
you do have a lazy eye. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we saw in vacation. We called him Old Tony Two Eyes. Craziest eyes I've never seen.
Tony Two Eyes.
He was looking everywhere.
Tony Two Eyes.
everywhere. He was standing over my friend. Just like walked up to us.
What?
And
Why was he standing over?
I don't know.
Why was he letting him
He ended
stand
up forgetting like his chapstick or whatever. And I turned to him and I say, "Don't move. I think he hasn't seen us yet." Because he's like all over the place. And they started laughing.
That's probably why he was
bro.
standing over him.
Dude, that shit was weird.
All right, we're gonna get into the show. But I sent it, right? The Caleb Williams one. Did you download it?
Yeah, I got a 3cam. You want volume or no?
No value. Just in case.
Okay, I got you.
You saw. Okay, I can tell by your face. You see.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Nick, have you seen this?
I don't know what it is. I was reading the chat. My bad.
Caleb
ready?
Williams.
Go ahead, cut
enjoying,
the tune.
enjoying a
Or you
game.
leave. Yeah, this future Chicago Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams, at the females basketball game, hitting that dance. Yeah, in which whatever, that's a normal dance. But let it loop one more time, Chris.
Yeah, I got it looping.
And just pause it right here. Too late.
Yeah, sorry. Here,
My
let me
bad.
go back a
You're
little
good.
bit.
What the fuck?
I don't care, by the way. Again, I'm rooting for the chaos. But there's just narratives. I don't know if he's like just trolling us. Ready?
Oh, sorry.
Pause. Play pause if you want to be a little clear, but it don't matter if not. Pink
Listen,
phone.
The pink iPhone I don't care about.
Yeah. Painted nails.
The nails we know that he does.
Pink wallet as well.
The wallet one.
And that's like a staple of like
The
keychain.
the wallet with the keychain and the little strap on it. Yeah, it's
staple of Lady Jane's women.
a staple of Lady Jane's women for
Staple
sure.
Diddy look for sure.
It's well, he's a killer, bro. Dude can still ball. I'm not worried. But the wallet one, yeah, that's the only one I was like, well, come on, man.
All coupled with the dance.
Like, we know he paints his nails. I don't care about that.
Yeah, we've been
you
aware
can
of
have,
that.
You can have a pink phone. That doesn't nothing wrong about that.
A lot of people say he's wearing lipstick as well.
No, that's just
that's
that's
cap.
just the
He just-
filter.
yeah, filter.
Well, it's like because I saw the video that's more clear than that, like of the actual broadcast,
Okay.
and it's no.
So
he's
people
not
put
wearing-
like a.
Yeah, someone was like, he's wearing.
I don't
lip
think he was
gloss.
wearing lip gloss anyway.
No, he's not.
Yeah. And I'm, by the way, Steve Wilds, like
He's a baddie, says DCP. No, though he was not wearing lipstick because I saw the actual game footage.
Do you have a
and-
picture of how he's going to look on draft night,
Oh yeah.
Chris? You throw this one. This is Caleb Williams immediately
That
after being
motherfucker loves
drafted.
Auntie Diaries, that's for
He's
sure.
walking on the stage.
You know what? Let me hit that.
And honestly, bro, again, I'm rooting for chaos. I don't care whether he is or isn't what people are suspecting. I'd rather him be it. So we could just watch the world melt, watch the world burn.
Gotta be.
The guy can ball, man.
Exactly.
That's all that matters is if you can ball or if you can't ball, and he can ball for sure.
Absolutely.
And like I said, you have a pink phone. Don't care about that. You can do your dance, do whatever. Paint nails. I personally would never do it, but the kids are doing it nowadays for some
For
reason.
sure.
The wallet one is the one that got me.
Wallet's crazy.
Because that's like literally, I imagined my past like 6 encounters
with the Lady Janes.
of a sexual nature, and they all have that kind of wallet.
Yes.
Yeah, with the keychain
Yes.
on it. And yeah.
Yes.
That's
And, like,
Auntie Diaries #1 if I've ever seen it.
For sure.
That's Auntie Diaries.
You ever watch him?
313 Kurt said he's future HOG.
Was that
What do you think it is?
Hall of Game?
Yeah, Hall of Game. Come on, Eazy. Connect the dots.
I mean, I'll let you tell me during the break or someone put in the chat. He can ball, though. You ever see his follow through? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, but that doesn't make. Why is that Hall of. Or whatever. Listen.
Elton John's great.
I
No,
don't care if I'm in sales and
The dude can
Ferndale
ball,
now.
man. The dude can ball. And that's all.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you paint your nails. I don't care if you got a pink phone case. I don't care if you do your little dancey dance on TikTok. As long as you go out there and give me 450 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Absolutely. And I think it, like, honestly, would be kind of cool to have like some representation for those people. Because again, it's not just like regular players. It's not Michael Sam going out there. I don't know how to word this, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know how to navigate the conversation.
Yeah, it's
But I think it would be cool.
This is
I'm a fan. I'm a
this is-
fan, though. I'm a
this is
fan.
This is a tough area to navigate. 'Cause
It really is.
I don't know whether what he does in his spare time.
Someone's got to take Michael Sam's place.
Bro.
But I'm just saying it's more than a Michael Sam, though, because this kid can ball. Like, Caleb Williams is legit.
He is. He's a dog. Okay, I'm not reading that, Shane D, but that's really funny.
What do you say?
I'm not. They're trying to cancel us in the chat right now.
I saw a crazy one that I can't say on air.
Yeah,
but it was.
I'll say it.
bro.
I'll say it during the break. But like I said, do whatever the fuck you want, as long as it's not against the law or I don't
Hurting
know,
people or-
some Diddy shit. Like
Yes,
as long as
yes.
it's not that. You can do whatever you want as long as you show up on Sunday and go crazy. And I
Hey,
do
I'm not
believe
judging, just
that's
like
what
to
he-
shoot straight.
Exactly.
Yes.
I do believe this kid's gonna be different. Like I've watched a lot of his I've watched a lot of his game tape. The man
Top to
is a
bottom.
dog. So I paint your nails, have a pink phone, do whatever they want. I don't really care. As long as, like I said, you go out there and you ball on Sundays. That's all that matters.
Don't call him a dog. Call him a bad bitch.
Oh my god. Yeah, I hope he the only thing that I care about Caleb Williams is that he does not do good on Sundays because he's going to be in a Bears uniform.
Yeah, that's fair.
I hope this guy completely sucks. I hope he's the next Bears bad quarterback that was a terrible draft prospect, honestly, or a terrible pick out of the Bears organization. I hope he stinks on Sundays and the Bears have to draft another one the next
Xavier
year.
D said he's a Gen Z kid. Get used to it. That is a good point. It's like Gen Z. There's that one kid from Duke.
Detroit.
Yeah, one kid from Duke, that the freshman that's going crazy in the turnaround. He paints his nails. He does TikToks again.
Listen, because it's such like a masculine sport. I would love for the world to be flipped on its head.
Yeah,
especially if it ends up being good. Now I'm kind of with Nick, where
it's like Carl Anthony Towns out there, like
yeah, but Carl Anthony Towns is like he's in denial. He's hiding. What? What? He's not. I mean, Caleb is maybe.
We're tiptoeing a line right now,
we are.
bro.
We are. Did you see the comment from Detroit Sports Team?
No. We can't read any of these comments.
We can't read any of these comments.
We cannot read any of these comments.
Again, rooting for the world to be flipped on its head.
Like I said, I don't care what the fuck you do, what you do in your free time, as long as you show up and you ball. That's all that matters.
It's such an underdog like scenario too. Like if he does end up balling, because like I don't know, man. Just everyone, he is,
bro. Oh my God.
Or would be, hypothetically, like everything you get made fun of when you do play that sport. You know, like if you hit softly or whatever, like oh you're a whatever.
But he plays like a dog.
Exactly.
He puts his shoulder down. Imagine getting truck sticked by a dude with pink nail polish. Just be like, oh damn. Like he goes to help you up and you just see the pink nail polish. You're a fucking 250-pound linebacker. It's just like, damn.
We gotta get off this, man. I'm gonna get canceled.
Get
I
up,
have so many funny things in
there's
my
a
head
lot.
right now that I want to say.
He
I
is the
can't say.
best quarterback prospect to come out since Trevor
By
Lawrence.
far.
Yeah,
By far. It's
absolutely.
not even
It
close.
may be better than
He might
Trevor
even be
Lawrence.
better,
Might
yeah.
be
I think he's a better prospect than
So
Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, I mean he is typically like a can't miss guy here, but I don't know.
And I
don't
think
know
he's
how
going
it's
to be a
go.
dog. Like he is, like I said, I watched a lot of his film, a lot of his games, because they're electric. And he's undefeated in college when his defense lets up less than 32 points.
Yeah.
So like everybody want to say, oh, he can't win big games. Well, he has historically one of the worst defenses in college, like ever. Like his defense always fails him. And I'm not saying, 12 or less points, 32 or less points, and he didn't lose a game in college. Like that is extremely impressive.
And I'm blessed enough to know some people that are in the loops of certain things and get to have conversations with Caleb Williams, with people around Caleb Williams, and everything like that we question him about, because you can't question ability.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could. Well, I want to see it for sure. But like he's still a really great leader in the locker room. Like he is still like very much a team guy.
Oh, for sure.
Like he's not. I mean, maybe he is.
We're just the old guys now. We're the old guys. These are.
Yes.
This is the young guard.
Exactly.
Like this is Gen Z. The shit that we used to get away with and say in high school and middle school.
No, don't tackle me.
That shit doesn't fly no more. Like Gen Z, it's a new era, man.
It is a new era.
And the kid can fucking ball. So
absolutely.
I would 1,000,000,000% no doubt in my mind draft him at number 1 overall if I was any team. Like
absolutely.
He is by far the best prospect in this draft. The
Absolutely.
only person on a per prospect basis that might be better than him is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, and that's per prospect.
Yes.
Like, yeah, position value wise, though, that's why he's going to be the number 1 overall pick, no matter who is there making the selection.
You're telling me you would draft him over J.J. McCarthy?
Yes, 10 times out of 10.
It is a new era of football, and so much so they're changing the new kickoffs. We'll talk about that when we get back. But first, Nick, you mind telling us about Feldman Chevrolet?
Yes, sir. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? You should see what I did there. Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Everywhere you look,
Everywhere. Somebody who needs you.
90s babies, baby. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. I'm Eazy, that's Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff,
Let's
aka Detroit
go.
Mario.
I remember somebody in the back told me they were born in like 2000.
Yeah.
Damn.
Younger hell. Younger hell.
Even though it's only fucking 6 years younger than me, it's
Still 2000s.
Yeah.
Wow. We were literally born, and I know they made this joke on Joik, and I guess Neil used to make this joke all the time. Born in the late 1900s, like we were literally born.
Yeah.
In the late 1900s, we could say that. Actually, you were born 2002.
Fuck no, dude.
When were you
I
born?
judge those people.
What, 99?
Yeah, 98.
98.
Shout out. Yeah,
Just a cutoff
I'm
date.
2 years of 2 years
You're-
away.
Yeah, you're 2 years younger than me.
I judge the 2000s babies still.
Either way, we're talking about the game's changing, right? Caleb Williams going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league, or projected to be that. It's also changing in terms of, like, quite literally, no more hip drop tackles.
Mm-hmm.
And now they officially changed the kick return in the NFL. I don't know if you want to put up one of these graphics, Chris. And I guess I'll do like a brief explanation.
Do you want the
from,
zone one or just the formation?
put the one with the X's.
Okay.
The X's and O's, because I think it's just better
Yeah.
for me, at least. I mean, you can do both of them, really. But so essentially, the kicking team will still kick from the 35-yard line.
Mhm.
But the players on the kicking team will line up on the opponent's 40. And those players cannot move until the ball is either caught or touched back.
Yeah.
And touchback now has to be in the end zone.
Yes.
They can still receive the ball out of the end zone and move forward, talking about the returners, if they'd like to. However, it's only a touchback if it goes to the end zone. So no more touchbacks.
Yeah.
2023 had the most touchbacks in NFL history. The kickoff meant nothing. It was just a ceremonial thing at this point.
I like this graphic.
This helps it too. So the setup zone is where 9 of our players, or I guess 9 of the receiving team, will line up. And then you have 2 returners. And this is where the conversation turns for me and where I get excited. Actually, did I send the video of the XFL one? That's my fault if I didn't.
Yeah, if you watch the XFL, that's what it's going to be.
I will
It's
send
gonna
that,
be the
Chris.
XFL rules, which is something that the Lions could take advantage of, because that means the kickoff team can't get a running head start. They have to wait until the player catches the ball, and they're only 5 yards in front of the returning front wall. So imagine Jamison Williams or Jahmyr
Yes.
Gibbs with the ball in their hands
Exactly.
and all of those people in front of them.
Oh, it's
Those
interesting.
guys in the open field are so elusive and so disgusting that it's going to be hard to guard them. I doubt they do that. I doubt they have J-Mo or Jahmyr Gibbs back there.
No, why would it? No, they're going to do it. One of those two is going to be back there, bro.
You think so?
Dude, how do you not? These
They're
guys are
valuable.
playmakers. I think this is phenomenal news for Detroit Lions fans. Like, it's phenomenal news for just football in general, because, again, the kickoff became a whole nothing
The
burger.
kickoff in the XFL, this is the XFL rules. This is what the XFL did
Yes.
for their kickoffs. And it's dope. Like, I watched some XFL games last year, and the kickoff was fun to watch. It's explosive. Things actually happen. So this is going to be really cool to watch in the NFL.
The return possibilities are going to be disgusting, and more specifically for other teams too. I saw Connor put it out there for Brees Hall. For us, like you said, Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams, dogs.
Yeah.
Super fast guys, can make moves in limited space. I mean, we saw Jambo do it against the Denver Broncos. He kicked return in Alabama for just that 1 year. Only 1 year kick returns, by the way. He probably did it in high school, but he didn't do it at, I forgot where, Ohio State. There's something he did at Alabama. And just 2021, Jamison Williams had the stat here somewhere. 1,000, let me find it. I lost it. 1,052 yards. That's actually Jahmyr's. I apologize. J-Mo, 352 yards and 2 touchdowns, and only 10 kick returns at Alabama. 10, just 10. 2 touchdowns out of the 10 and 352 yards. That guy obviously has kick returning ability. You're going to put a wall in front of him on top of that. I mean, look at what we did in just the playoff game in the end round that we saw multiple times throughout last year with Jameson Williams. He's cutting those things up, just a few blocks, and he's in there for a touchdown. You got that going, too. Also, look at this sick shit.
Yeah.
That was a handoff on the kick return.
Yeah.
You also have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's nasty in open field, too.
This is who said it, though?
Jahmyr Gibbs, by the way, that was the guy who had 1,052 yards and 1 touchdown and 44 kick returns in his collegiate career.
Justifan makes a good point. He says all kicks will be through the end zone now.
If they wanted to, but
if I see Jameson Williams or Jahmyr Gibbs lined up back there,
for us,
I'm putting it through that. I am not taking the chance of either of those guys getting their hands on it.
Yeah, so basically, any kick that's short of the landing zone, the receiving team gets the ball on the 40. Any kick that hits the end zone is down as a touchback. That's received at the 30. Any kick that goes out of the back of the end zone is also a touchback received at the 30. Great point by Justin Fan because, yeah, they probably would. It's kind of like almost, I mean, maybe you have to see it a few times, but no. Devin Hester rules probably for sure.
If you have Jameson Williams or Jahmyr Gibbs back there going to return one of these, you put that bitch out the back of the end zone by 20 yards. Don't even mess around with it.
Well, it's just, it's filthy beyond just those 2 names. Because the other piece, and this is again another visual representation of like how it's going to look.
Yeah, dude, these were fire. These were fire.
Absolutely. Again, Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamel's gone right there. There's like a few more blocks. And here's the other part of it too, the beautiful part of it. This obviously has been a thing through the XFL, but there's been multiple special team coordinators who kind of like, and our guy, can't think of his name right now, apologize. I think he's the best special team coach in the game. I can't even think of his name. So disrespectful. I probably got on the sheet somewhere. Detroit Lions special team coach. Oh, Dave Phipp.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I couldn't find it on my sheet. Regardless, I think he's the best special teams coordinator in the sport of football right now, at least at the national football level. Like, you look at how many first downs that he's gained out of those, like, special team formations, even have it at the point where, like, Germ's, like, throwing the ball for first downs. He's also running the ball for first downs. Like, he's getting creative already in the special teams aspect of it. He's part of the core special team coordinators who wanted to, like, propose this to the league as a group. And Dan Campbell spoke about it at the meetings today. He and Dave Phipp had already been like kind of discussing this and what they want to do because they were the one of the teams that voted for it. Only 3 teams voted against it. I think it was like San Fran, Green Bay, and I don't even remember who else. I think it was the Raiders was the other team. But this is phenomenal news for the Detroit Lions, and specifically, again, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs. They got to be it, right?
Like I said, if you put those guys back there, they won't see a ball all year. I can promise you that.
They'll see it.
No coach worth their salt would risk it.
Oh, they do. People used to kick. In the Super Bowl, they kicked off the Devin Hester.
That's different, though. That's not this.
That's not different. That's the greatest return man of all time.
Yeah, but not with this setup. This is brand new, and it's a lot easier for explosive plays to happen. So if you have 2 of the biggest playmakers on the other team back there, you're not going to chance it.
I don't know, man, because you could also have the situation, and that's the benefit of it, too. Like, there's no touchbacks unless you're in the end zone. None. So if you put the graphic up real quick, too, with the landing zone, Chris, if the ball falls within this landing zone.
At the 1 yard line.
You have to return it. You have to return it. There is no touchback in the landing zone at all whatsoever. So you also have the opportunity to
also how are
throw
onside
one that kind of
kicks gonna work out?
Onside kicks. I believe you. That's a good question. I think
you have to
in the fourth quarter. Is the only time you could do them, if I'm not mistaken. Were you about to say, Nick?
I wanted to say that you have to be in agreement that there's an onside kick going on.
It says. I have it right here.
Just confirm that.
There are no onside kicks until the fourth quarter begins and the team is trailing. And current onside kick rules would apply. So you literally couldn't onside kick it until the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Which then obviously you'd line up in an onside kick formation. But again, you could kick it into the landing zone, and if someone's not there to catch it and it flops there, the panic, they have to go and pick up that ball and still return it no matter what. Again, there's no fair catches. They have to return these balls. I love this rule. And again, if they decide, I would like J-Mo and I would like Jahmyr. I volunteer those 2. And don't give me that pussy shit that I already got today with the James Houston injury. Oh, that's exactly how James Houston got hurt. Brother, this is football. In the same sense of the hip drop tackle, people are going to get hurt. But on top of that, there are great players who played both sides in terms of returning the ball and special teams and playing their position. You look at Antonio Brown, who's one of the better wide receivers to ever do it, in my opinion. Phenomenal at punt returns. Deshaun Jackson, who at a certain time I kind of compared to Jameson Williams, or his ceiling was Deshaun Jackson. Another guy, phenomenal at punt returns, phenomenal at kick returns, as well as moonlighting as a wide receiver. Not moonlighting, obviously, plays the wide receiver position. 1,000-yard seasons as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Darren Sproles. Like, these are guys that played both their position on the offensive side of the field and returned the kicks.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Hall would go to the defensive side of the field too.
Yeah. It's definitely a thing. But like I said, if I'm the head coach and I see Jameson Williams or Jahmyr Gibbs back there, I'm putting it 20 yards into the stands. I'm not even taking a chance.
Nick, what are you about to say?
I think for me, I would put those guys back there in our big games. Obviously don't do it against the inferior opponents. Definitely the playoffs. No, 100% you put them back there. But then I'm thinking against San Fran next year. You got Dallas next year. You got Houston next year. Like in those bigger games, bigger matchups, that's when I would do it personally. I don't think I would do it like all season.
Like kicking out the end zone, you saying?
Put DPJ and Khalif back there.
Yeah, I'm saying put Jahmyr and J-Mo back there in the big matchups. But I'm saying I think the Lions are gonna be so stacked where I wouldn't fuck around with it. Sorry for the language there.
No, you're good.
In a sense of like,
I think it's the first time you dropped an F-bomb.
I might have. I'm serious. Only in the big games.
We're rubbing off on you. Pause.
Yeah, Chris, what you got?
For me, it feels a little gimmicky in the sense like I'm here for it because it will be more entertaining. But that combined with the hip tackle, I feel like this year in the NBA, remember how mid-season they had to just correct defense because they're like, all right, dude, we can't have these every night somebody scoring 70 straight points. I think that's kind of where the NFL is heading. That's where all sports are heading. Offense sells tickets. We know the saying. So I am excited for this, but I feel like it's going to just lead to more people playing it safe, more teams playing it safe, and just kicking it back to the end zone, playing it safe rather than actually giving them the offensive explosion they want. And if it does, then I think it might become out of hand, and you might start seeing 48 to 55 NFL scoring games between that and the hip tackle.
That's what they want.
That
is
what they want.
That's 100% what they want.
I'm telling you, that's what the NBA wanted, and then it got to a point where it was like, all right, it's too much. We have to dial back. So I feel like this is kind of not the start because they've been moving at it for years with passing, but I feel like this could be a year where they don't quite know the intentions of their or the consequences of their actions.
I think the one that hurts the game more is the hip drop tackle. In my
agree.
personal opinion, I think this brings excitement. Again, like this past year, they had the most the touchbacks ever in the history of the NFL. So that they want to make it more exciting. Obviously, the hip drop tackle makes it more exciting too because you quite literally can't tackle defenders from behind. I'm waiting for somebody to explain that one to me too. By the way, like I'm pretty stubborn and I'm pretty pissed off about that. But if somebody can show me how you can still get a tackle from the back and not have it be a penalty, because it's more than just like a 15-yarder, which I guess is a first down regardless. But it's an automatic first down on top of that. That's the part where I'm kind of pissed off. Yeah, because I totally see a situation if and we saw bullshit sometimes last year too. If Patrick Mahomes is just short of a 4th and 15.
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's just it's another judgment call for the referees to make, and we know every time they have a judgment call, they're not going to do the right thing. Whether it's roughing the passer, whether it's if they can make the catch or not, whatever it is, the judgment call for the refs to make, they seem to fuck it up more than not.
I'm also open to Khalif. Maurice Alexander had something to say when people were saying have J-Mo out there. Maurice quote tweeted one of those ones. You remember him, the kick returner from preseason? Yeah. He's like, I got this. Let bro get his 1,000 yards. He was a dog-ass kick returner. Maybe he'd be good in this format too. But J-Mo and Jahmyr, it's got me excited. That's what does it for me. That's the guys I want back there. Khalif is nice too.
Well, we got to go to break, and coming up after this, we have some new words from one of the Lions' newest additions to their team. He spoke on Twitter today. But let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. And no Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
And with the first pick in the 2024 Media Draft, Detroit selects Woodward Sports. Thank you for making us the #1 digital network in Detroit.
Visit Dispo Dispensary today for exclusive new deals. An atmosphere, a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere, mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. Save the day for 420 at Dispo Dispensary. Dispo's putting on an epic event at all locations. Stay tuned for more details. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Super Rax.
What up, though?
Yo, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. What's the vibe in the chat? The kick return. They feeling it or not?
I think it's 50-50. Make a poll.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a poll. One thing I do have to make a poll about, at least I'm not making a poll about, is Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking on the guys they signed here in Detroit. Dogs. And I love when, whether it's Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell or whoever it may be, hits a podium or gets a microphone in front of them and confirms things that we say on this show already. Because a lot of times, because our Lions are doing so damn good, it feels like we get carried away and we're just kind of being like hype men for what's going on.
Hell yeah!
And you get the guys that actually coach the game and speak these same scenarios, same facts, same things they expect out of these certain players. This is Dan Campbell speaking on Carlton Davis joining the team. If you don't mind playing that one, Chris.
Look, Carlton, we got to play him twice, and I was in that division as well before that, and so just myself alone, I had a good feeling of Carlton. We didn't want to really throw at him. We know he's a good cover guy, and he'll tackle on the perimeter. There's things that he can do where he can take a little bit of his side of the field away at times, which just to have some of that, man, goes a long way for the rest of the defense, and what AG is going to be able to call. So, so that's going to help, and that's really something we feel like we haven't had here since we've been here. So that was Brad did a hell of a job getting that trade done and getting it through.
He made a very important statement in that we've been talking about for a while since they added Carlton Davis, that this is something we didn't have here. This is something you didn't have here. This is what they wanted Jeff Okudah to be. This is the reason they signed Emmanuel Moseley last year and then brought him back after his second ACL injury, because he is a coverage man guy. You put him out there against the best receiver, the big, tall, physical receiver. You put him on an island. You say, that's your guy. Go lock him down for the game. That's what Carlton Davis is. That's what he does. That's what they brought him in here to do. And on top of that, not only does he fit the scheme that Aaron Glenn runs, he fits the guy they want. They talked, Dan Campbell just said it. He's familiar with this guy. He knows this guy. He played in the same division as this guy. They didn't want anything to do with him. You don't want to throw at him. And when he gets out there, if a running back's in the flat, if a tight end's in the flat, he's going to knock him on their ass. This is a guy that fits the scheme. He fits the culture, and he is a piece that you didn't have. He is what Emmanuel Moseley was supposed to be for the Lions team last year. He is the guy they feel comfortable with locking up a one-on-one on the outside against I don't know, who were guys that cooked us last year? Justin Jefferson, that's a guy you could put him out there against. A guy, I don't know, Mike Evans, that's a guy that he played every single day in practice and went on one-on-one against. Another guy in this division,
Keenan
big,
Allen.
Tall, strong, fast guy. Christian Watson, that's a guy he'll line up one-on-one on the outside. Keenan Allen, a guy who just brought into the Bears, a big, tall, physical receiver on the outside. That's what you brought him in here to be. He is your tall, long-armed, man-on-man cornerback. And I'm excited to see him go out there and cook.
No wonder why he switched up. Why I said 2 cams. He took all the good shit. Fuck you.
Let him cook.
Piece of shit. No.
100%.
That's why I love to hear. This is exactly what we told you guys. There's people in the chat. They're kind of being negative Nancy's. Oh, he's not a CB1. Oh, this is not a great pickup. People kind of hating on the move. No. We say it. Again, it can sound like fandom because we are fans of the team, and it sounds like we're overhyping things. That's not the case. This is Dan Campbell, head coach, guy I'd probably consider among the top 10 best coaches in the league, telling you they purposely didn't throw his way when they played him. And they played him twice, once in the regular season, and then again during the playoffs. Playoffs where it matters the most, by the way. Another thing, too, is like Spinny mentioned, and Dan Campbell himself, too. The whole side of the field at times, you can leave to him. Mm-hmm. And you don't got to worry about things. And that helps AG run the things he likes to do, which confirms another thing we told you on the show, is that, yes, I can't sit here and tell you that defense was top 10. It absolutely was not. But we told you guys he didn't have the pieces to work with to do the things that he wanted to do. You got a guy that's both great in man coverage. You got a guy that you get asked to hold things down. At least you could respect to try to hold the guy on an island out there, talk about like a number one wide receiver, to where you can go and do the things that AG likes to do. And by the way, kind of proved in my mind that he is good at it, is getting freaky with those nickel guys, freaky with the, not in a Diddy way, but getting like just getting nasty where he's asking these guys in the slot to go down there and blitz or safeties or linebackers. AG's told you guys, like plain and simple, if it were up to him, it'd be man coverage and blitzing every single play, every single down. Having a piece like this and Carlton Davis allows him to do that. Mm-hmm. And again, we said it before we even knew he was coming to this team. As the AG's this year is his put up or shut up year.
Yes.
Because we knew the pieces were coming. Because it was absolute bullshit that he was getting judged without the pieces. You got the pieces now. And more coming, by the way, too. Confirmed by both Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes during owner meetings as well. But it's good. It's good.
Eazy.
I love when they confirm the shit we say.
Speaking of Brad Holmes there, he never gives up capital. I mean, the biggest reason why this Detroit Lions team is so different is because the way that Brad Holmes is drafted. And he gave up capital, a third-round pick to go get this guy. Back to Dan Campbell. When he talks, he shoots you straight. He has criticized his own players, and he's given his own players props. So when he's talking about this guy and he's talking him up like this, it's because he 100% believes it.
It's true, and you look at the numbers, and they are true. Like Eazy said, we played this guy twice last year. The Detroit Lions played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers twice last year. Look at Carlton Davis's numbers in those games. And I'll tell you what, we like this offense. We like these receivers that this offense had. Carlton Davis was out there dogging people. So they saw him, obviously, when they were coaches in New Orleans, and they saw him twice against the Lions last year, and they liked what they saw. And another guy they liked what they saw in is the guy who's probably going to be lining up on the other side, and that is Amik Robertson. Mm-hmm. And Amik Robertson has been a fan favorite since he's been added to the Detroit Lions, and he hasn't even played a snap yet. Why? Because he talks that talk. And he did it again on Twitter today. Chris, do we have?
Yep.
This is Amik Robertson replying to one of our posts. And this is his reply saying, I don't want y'all to feel like I'm trolling, but I think about Detroit every day. I can't wait. This is really God's plan. We gonna do something special. And our post is the Woodward Sports post. Do you have that as well?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, this is what was said, the post that he quoted from Woodward Sports. It was about conversations that Dan Campbell had with Amik Robertson after the signing of Carlton Davis. Because after they went out and got Carlton Davis, Dan Campbell thought it was kind of dead. The Amik Robertson situation was kind of dead. They might not go after him either. And this is why, Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions thought they were lost out on Amik Robertson after trading for Carlton Davis. And Amik Robertson said to Dan Campbell, like, are we going to do this or not? And obviously they did it.
Kiss me
and they brought him in. And this is a guy, I talked about the situation before, about how these guys are like the yin and yang. And you look at the receivers they're going to be going up against in this league. Obviously, Carlton Davis is your tall, long, rangy cornerback. Bigger guy, long arms. You put him up against bigger receivers. Amik Robertson is your smaller, shiftier, dog, get in your face, get in your grill cornerback. You look at the wide receiver tandems in the NFC North. Justin Jefferson, there's Carlton Davis. Addison, you put Amik Robertson on him. The Bears, Keenan Allen, Carlton Davis. DJ Moore, Amik Robertson. And finally, the Packers, Christian Watson, Carlton Davis, Jaden Reed, Amik Robertson. And, let's not forget, that slot's getting clamped all year by Brian Branch. Like, they brought in a perfect ebony and ivory situation with Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson because they both complement each other so well on the guys that they like to guard, the guys that they are good at matchups against. and they're both just dogs on the outside, man. Both of these guys fit the scheme so well. They fit the culture so well, and they're both chomping at the bit to get out there in Honolulu Blue and play for Detroit.
Another piece Dan Campbell got to speak about. DJ Reader. Can you play that one, Chris?
Sir.
Reader, man, he popped off the tape immediately. You start going through them, and everybody has their own evaluations. Myself, Brad, the scouts, the coaches, and I mean, every one of us had full buy-in on Reader. Like, man, just see this Reader at Cincinnati. It's like, his tape was. This guy's relentless. He plays the run. He can get an edge and pass, and he just fits us, man. And he's his character. He's got leadership qualities about him. Everybody raves about him. So he's the idea of he and Mac opposite each other. We felt like was going to help us significantly.
Again, another situation where I love where Dan Campbell goes out there and confirms the things you hear on this very show. Shout out to you guys for rocking with us, but we're here for a reason. We know what we're talking about to a certain extent. Obviously, we'd be in the NFL if it was like at a higher level than this, but he just told you right there. He loves the pairing of him and Lee McNeil, and I take pride in, like, I think I have a good feel for. I think I have good emotional intelligence. I can tell when people mean stuff when they don't mean things. We had the whole debate last year about the interesting, and now it's a drop now too, right? I was like, that's not a good interesting. How about the laugh from Dan Campbell in the middle of just speaking about DJ Reader? Could he even help himself? The giddiness took over. Just the thought of DJ Reader next to Lee McNeil. Any football head, any football-brained MFer out there knows if you got a guy like DJ Reader alongside a kid like a Lee McNeil, it could get real nasty. And I just want to, like, hats off to Brad, because, again, he told us everything he's going to do. Yeah, it may look sweet. I'd like to take credit for predicting everything, but he told us what he was going to do. In that same meeting where he told you he's not going to go out there and spend a shit ton of money on external ads, he told you he likes pairings. Of course, he'd love to pair something next to Hutchinson. There's your Davenport, hopefully down the road. Of course, you'd like to pair something next to what would have been Cam Sutton. Now we got to find another piece. That was Carlton Davis. And now the same situation with a Lee McNeil next to DJ Reader, causing havoc in the backfield for quarterbacks, running backs, whatever type of back you have back there. They're alarmed.
Roll back the tape. We talked about DJ Reader. Everybody's talking about Chris Jones. Everybody's talking about Justin Matabuki. And yeah, those are the big names. Those are what we're going to hear. But I am in the same exact reason as Dan Campbell. When I put on that fucking tape and I saw what DJ Reader does to a defense, I was like, yeah, imagine that guy opposite of Ali McNeil, who was looking great, playing next to nobodies. Playing next to Bohanna and Alu and Isaiah Buggs, and now you put DJ Reader next to him. Shit's not going to be sweet for offensive lines in the NFC North next year. Like, those guys are not going to be blockable. You have 3 guys on that starting defensive line that command a double team. You can't do that. Like, you can't double team all of them. And they're coming for that ass. No Diddy. Like, I am extremely excited to see how this guy DJ Reader affects not only the defensive line, but put it on wax Jack Campbell. Over 115 tackles next year because of the impact DJ Reader brings. The dude is a monster. I was preaching that I wanted him in Detroit for a long time. And, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have been known to listen to the heavies from time to time.
Let me talk to you.
And they made it happen. Because we know we're football fucking guys. Like, the front office are football guys. It's not hard to understand what they like out of players. When you see their track record, you throw on the tape and you see how these guys play, and you're like, yeah, that's something that they would like. I told you Jack Campbell was a Campbell guy. I told you DJ Reader was a Campbell guy. Gotta start listening to us, man. Come on, man. All I care about is you guys, man.
And I guess, like, I just want for the people who, the self-doubters, not the self-doubters, but the doubters in this team, the people who thought that, Carlton Davis wasn't a good pickup, that's a bad trade. The people who think DJ Reader wasn't a good pickup for whatever reason, I've read them both. I hope you're all in the chat right now. And I hope just hearing that from the head coach, the head ball coach, Dan Campbell. I got to assume it's a guy you respect by now, at the very least. For him to say these same things, just know the Lions are... Brad Holmes said it himself today. Maybe we'll cut the clip at some point, but he said this is the best free agency class they've had in his regime, and I have to agree. This is the most he's gone and expend. This is everything I wanted to heading into this offseason when I said, you're kind of right there. After that NFC Conference Championship game, your offense can carry you at least that far. How about you go grab some extra pieces in this defense see what this can do. And I wanted a little bit of a splash signing, but not so much like the name value, just a guy that's going to go out there and fucking ball, and you got that in DJ Reader. A guy who formerly did it, Carlton Davis, a little bit on a decline, but also that scheme got switched up too. Again, you guys, if you've watched routinely, you know we're kind of tight with the guys over there in Tampa Bay. The guys that we know in Tampa Bay are literally going to dinner with Jason Light and freaking
Todd Bowles.
Yeah, Todd Bowles. Like, go follow them next. You'll see for themselves. They changed up their scheme a little bit, doing a lot more zone because a lot of pieces they're missing through injury or whatever it may be, and blitzing through those situations. We got a guy who's going to play man coverage, shut that down. We got guys who can command double teams, let Aleem do what he's got to do. And we got other guys going to headhunt. Not headhunt. That sounds kind of, I guess, bad.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Headhunt,
fuck it.
man.
We got guys going to headhunt and meet Robinson.
He said, what did AG say? I want to bring the violence back to football.
Yeah.
I want these guys
Make
to play
football violent
aggressive
again.
and violent. Go headhunt. Let those motherfuckers feel it. Like take them out. Not obviously out of the game, but put them on the ground. Make sure they feel you. Next time no Diddy, man. Next time they come to your side, they're gonna remember how they got hit last time, and that'll give them that half second of hesitation. And shout out to the Runyon in the Woodward Sports chat. He says, "What if Davenport and Houston stay healthy all season long?" Exactly. Those are two guys who can win one-on-one matchups. And whoever the fuck is on that other side of the defensive line is going to be getting one-on-one matchups every single snap. Because you got Hutch, Reader, and Aleem, who you got to double team those guys. So whether it be Davenport, whether it be Houston, whether it be Matthew Betts, they're going to be getting one-on-one matchups. And all those guys have proven they can beat one-on-one matchups at different levels of football. But I'm sorry. I'm just so excited for this defense. But let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. It's shoulder day to day, boys. We're getting yoked. Let me tell you about Planet Fitness, because at Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by, more than 50 in Metro Detroit, and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And let me tell you about the Quarterback Challenge presented by Shake Shack. Shake Shack and Woodward Sports want to remind you it's always football season. How would you like to win 2 free tickets to this year's home opener? It's the Shake Shack QB Challenge. If you can throw it on a rope, you can win tickets to the home opener. All you got to do is register today, and you'll be in the Quarterback Challenge. You can sign up at any Shake Shack location or at woodwardsports.com, or scan that QR code right now to enter for your chance to win. If you sign up, you're in the challenge. It's not like only certain people get picked. If you sign up, you got a chance to win. So make sure you sign up now for the Shake Shack QB Challenge.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Seafood Fest is sailing in with a fresh catch of favorites. Dive into fish and chips, our new palm-crusted cod, perfectly fried clam shrimp platter, or a delicious fish sandwich. Try our new mango iced tea, the ultimate complement to our popcorn shrimp, our all-new fried pickles, shrimp alfredo, or shrimp stir-fry. Experience all the sea has to offer every Friday night with our all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Every day is a fish fry, only at Big Boy.
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. They've got over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
If we hit 300 likes during this stream, Spencer Morgan Raxter III will buy a jersey. For one lucky listener.
No, I won't.
300 likes during the live stream.
I just paid for Airbnb for a bachelor party. I am hurt.
We're all throwing in.
No.
One jersey.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I got 40 on it.
There we
I
go.
got $5.
Vinny's got 40. I got 40. Chris got 40. But we got to hit 300 likes during the live stream. Listen, we were talking a lot.
Shotgun guy, take your
Me and myself.
No Diddy.
Nick, how were you feeling? I guess I know your initial reaction to the Carlton Davis trade and the DJ Reader stuff. How you feeling after listening to Dan Campbell speak about him?
Yeah, honestly, fellas, you guys know me, or you guys heard me on the show talk about it. I wanted difference makers on this defense 100% because I thought if this defense somewhat matched the way this offense was looking, that this is a Super Bowl contending team. The defense just needed to catch up. As we saw, what did San Fran put up? 27 points in that second half? Like, that is unacceptable. That can't happen. I know we gave them turnovers, and I know we went for it on fourth and didn't get it, but if this defense is a top 15 defense, this team's going all the way, fellas. Or at least back to the NFC Championship.
Sure.
100%, because this offense is so elite. If this defense picks it up, I think we'll be right back to where we wanted to be, where we just let it slip last year.
I mean, you already have one of, if not the best rush defense in the NFL. And what'd you do to supplement that? You added one of the best rush defenders in the NFL to make that defense even better. And on top of that, you reworked the secondary to fit your scheme, to fit your needs. We saw Brian Branch. You don't think that dude's going to get better after his rookie season? On top of that, you added 2 cornerbacks who fit your system perfectly. And we saw what Ife Melifonwu did when he stepped into that role. Aaron Glenn has the pieces now. This is a make or break year for Aaron Glenn. It's like I talked about it a couple years ago, 2 years ago. I said he's trying to make a salad with spoiled vegetables. And he showed us signs, showed us flashes of the defense playing great. This is the year where I need to see a top 15 defense, at least. Or I'm going to start to throw shade at Aaron Glenn. Like, he's got the pieces now. You've got pieces in that secondary. You've got pieces on the defensive line. You got 2 great linebackers. Like, I expect Jack Campbell to take a big jump, obviously. Anzalone has played very, very well. Very, very good the past couple years. So you can't give him the excuse of not having the pieces anymore. He's got the pieces. I don't expect the pass defense to take the gigantic leap that the run defense did, going from 28 to 2 or whatever it was. But if that pass defense can be middle of the pack, that gives you a top 10 defense in the NFL.
I mean, especially if they go in and dress the opposite corner position, where it's like, because I have a little bit of a theory, and we'll get to it in the next segment, is I don't know that as much I think Meek can do it, I don't know if that's what they want. I don't know if they want him to play that outside cornerback role unless he has to. Because there's been some conversation, specifically today, about Brian Branch moving to that safety spot. And we got the clip, and we'll speak on that a little bit later too. But I mean, that's the other piece about we're missing is like the fact that I don't know if the secondary is going to take a big jump like you said too. I don't know if it's going to be like a big jump. I think as a defense, as a whole, is where we're going to see the jump. I think it's going to work together where it kind of have to be lucky for it to happen. I'm going to be real about it. But you just want guys to disrupt enough plays that the other people can capitalize on. And I'm talking about guys like Brian Branch, Afonso Melifonwu, Jack Campbell. I mean, Carlton Davis isn't known for intercepting football.
He's known for getting a hand on football.
But he's known for getting his hand on the football. So you have somebody around the vicinity that can grab that ball at that point and capitalize on that. I mean, you go look at Brian Branch's, only the one pick six, but the interception against the Saints, the interception against the Chiefs, both those situations were tip balls that he capitalized on. Like that's what he's out there roaming around to do. Kirby Joseph, we know he has a knack to getting the ball as well. Like I think that's what you're looking for in this defense, more than like ranking pass defense versus what it was last year. Which, by the way, it's going to be an upgrade regardless, as long as everybody stays healthy. But that's what I'm looking forward to. More turnovers. That's what I want to see. The turnover stat. That's what I want to see grow. Sacks, stuff like that. Turnovers, sacks. And by the way, those are things that, in my opinion, directly lead to winning. Sacking the quarterback and turning the football over. And we actually proved that a few years back. Every single win the Detroit Lions had, they had a turnover in those games. Mm-hmm. Chris?
Yeah, my question to you is, they were very turnover heavy. They were very risk adverse defense the last couple of years, and I think that's one of the parts of that we all acknowledge was because the defense didn't have all the pieces. So do you think it actually becomes a more conservative defense now that it's a much more filled out, much more balanced roster? Or do you think this is AG getting more players to play to his strength at a higher level. And this is going to be still a risk-adverse defense, because we talked about all season that the way this defense was going to get stops was more so by turnovers rather than by, just 3 downs and, 3 downs and out.
Yeah, no, I don't think this team's going to rank high defensively come the end of the year. I mean, rush defense for sure. You saw him do that last year, and that's being said too. You had the best, if not one of the best run defenders in DJ Reader. I think it's going to be the same aggressive defense. Just, you're going to see more big plays executed out of it.
Yeah,
like a lot of pressures last year, but no sacks to show for it. I think we actually see some sacks this year.
And shout out the piece that everybody forgets about, Tyrell Williams. Man's going to make a difference. Man's going to make a difference because this defensive line got home with Todd Wash. Under John Scott Jr., they did not. Tyrell Williams, as per Dan Campbell, is the best defensive line coach in the NFL.
Real quick, too, Eduardo O'Neal, I think they're going to take a huge jump in points allowed simply because now we have like a red zone defensive line. Yes.
A guy who can stop the running back in the red zone. So I'm extremely excited. But we do got to go to break because we went a little over on our last segment. Let me tell you about Lady Jane's, because awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in and sit back and relax and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
What's better than crispy chicken and pizza while watching your favorite team play? Let me tell you about Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. Their food is amazing and their locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. A perfect takeout option featuring hand-breaded fried chicken, New York-style pizza, fresh salads, sides, and more. Check out their full menu and find the closest Soroki's near you at Sorokis.com. That's SAROKIS.com. Soroki's and Woodward Sports. Now that's crispy.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, Spinmo Rax.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button. It's kind of talking about the defense, really. Dan Campbell spoke with the media today. Had lots of good things to say about Carlton Davis. Lots of good things to say about DJ. The one about DJ Reader, and I saw the comment in Woodward Sports chat. I was going to have you save it for a mailbag, but Eduardo O'Neal said who's going to have a bigger impact, Davis or Reader. All due respect to Carlton Davis, 100% is DJ Reader.
Yeah.
That's why when Dan Campbell literally is discussing what he brings to the team, he starts giggling like a kid. Mm-hmm. He gets giddy like a child because it's going to be disgusting if everything goes
The man
right.
is an absolute animal in the middle of that defensive line. He takes 2 people to block him. If you do not put 2 people on him, he will ruin the play. And even when you put 2 people on him, he still ruins plays.
Yep.
Like, he is an immovable object in the middle of the defensive line and will be extremely beneficial for Aiden Hutchinson, Ali McNeil, the secondary,
That's
and
the
linebacking
man.
core.
Like, you're talking about 2 people on him and it's being a problem, but then like Ali McNeil's a problem in himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you gotta have what are you gonna do here?
Can only have so many offensive linemen out there.
The way I'm getting excited, that's the laugh. Yeah, right, Dan Campbell. That's why I started giggling like that. But I do. Well, actually, I think the point right said. I actually saw a tweet from Dan Miller. Did I send that one, Chris? I think I did. A couple takeaways from Dan Miller when he spoke to Dan Campbell twice now. Both at the breakfast today, and they had a one-on-one with him yesterday. That's on Fox. But he said some notes from Dan Campbell's ongoing media session. His loss of Sutton adds urgency to another cornerback, which I want to highlight when we get back. Still looking to add help at safety. Branch could see some time at safety this year, and that's why I want to get into this video from Dan Campbell speaking about that possible transition for Brian Branch to the safety.
It could be. I mean, certainly Branch has got flexibility, to be able to play the safety position, we believe, here in time. And we already feel very confident about the nickel. He'll only get better and better. And I think really the bigger it's really, and and we do believe he'll be able to get there. It's how fast you get him there, and because what you don't want to do is, all right, man, he can play safety and nickel, but it takes away from his nickel play, how good he is as a nickel or how good he can become. And so it's finding that fine balance between the two. And honestly, I just bring this up again, Ducey was the same way. When we got him in New Orleans, it was, man, is he a safety nickel? And when we just let him play nickel, he just really exploded. And now you see here he is later in his career, and he can really do both. He really grew in both areas. So it's just a matter of how fast he can get there. But look, we're still going to look for safety help. That's not over either. We know we need some, there again, to bring in some competition in that room. And so our eyes are there as well.
Yeah,
told you guys safety's coming as well.
I like Brian Branch at nickel. I do. I mean, I understand he played safety at Bama, and that is his original position. But give me Brian Branch at nickel. Give me him closer to the line of scrimmage. Give me him putting more pressure on the quarterback, pressure on the running backs, pressure on the line of scrimmage. Because like I said, my favorite play from last year outside of game-sealing or game-winning interceptions or touchdowns was when he took Bijan Robinson's head off. That dude is a monster. When he's coming down the field, screaming into the backfield, going after dudes in the flats, I want Brian Branch as close to the line of scrimmage as possible. I like him at nickel a lot more than I do safety, but he could play both. He played safety at Bama, so It's not anything that he's unfamiliar with. He's got that versatility, but I prefer him at nickel because he gets his hands on more of what the offense is doing. He can blow up plays easier from the nickel position than the safety position.
And that same, I guess, the counterpoint to that is like he did play more nickel, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So that obviously would make it more of his place from the nickel spot. But I think you want to look back to the 49ers game where we found ourselves in situations where he was on the field because Kyle Shanahan purposely rolling out lineups that would keep a nickel cornerback off the field, like those heavier lineups. And now if you were playing the safety position, he's still out there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the goal here, is I'm assuming both with the signing of Amik Robinson, who did play outside last year, but also started his career kind of playing that nickel spot. I think that might be the goal for him. That's why when we signed him, and I know a lot of people thought I was crazy at the time, but I was making the comp to the CJ GJ. I think he's going to bring everything you kind of wanted out of CJ. Although CJ did have his moments last year too, a couple interceptions. But I think, you put Branch at the safety spot. Obviously, you wish it works out just as well as it did the nickel spot, but then he's on the field more often. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason, there's no lineups you could deploy as an offense to keep that playmaker off the field. Because Kyle Shanahan quite literally said it like at whatever post-game presser, was like, we purposely lined out the heavy personnel so Brian Branch, they were less than a playmaker out there. I think that's part of it too. And then I think when Meek can fill in at the nickel spot, and that's why Dan Miller, shout out legend.
Shout out Dan Miller, the GOAT.
Says they are looking for another cornerback. And that's something you guys continue to get even more excited, because as much as we're excited now with the piece we acquired, there's still work to be done. And I think it's going to come in the shape of a free agent. I can't speculate as to who as of now. Do you guys have any ideas?
Xavier Howard was on Miami. Dan Campbell was on Miami. Xavier Howard said he would go to a contender, take less money. Xavier Howard said he would be comfortable with the Detroit Lions. I don't want to put all my bread in that box, but some dots connect there.
Nick?
I'm on the Gilmore hype, boys. You guys know I am. Super Bowl champion, defensive player of the year. To have that pedigree, Carlton Davis, Super Bowl champion. You think about adding 2 Super Bowl champions to this secondary to go with the upgraded defensive line. It's going to cause some problems, and we know that this team's going to cause some turnovers with all the pressure we're going to get with Houston back, Hutchinson getting to the quarterback, what Reeder brings to this defense. I'm telling you, I think it could transform it quick, and I think that will help Gilmore out, even if he had lost a little bit of a step because of his age.
Let's be real about it too, and not that I care to defend the guy at this point because he hasn't made himself look like a prized human being, but Cam Sutton wasn't the greatest out there either. He wasn't the fastest out there. Even if Gilmore a little long in the tooth, if that's going to be your argument, he's not as fast as he once was. Cam wasn't showing the flash of that either. So why not get the guy experiencing it? A guy that's a former defensive MVP, Stephon Gilmore. That's the guy that I'm eyeing, at least. That's the guy I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Listen, just you guys talking out there. But I'm also not opposed to whoever they bring in, because, again, I didn't know Amik Robinson existed until we signed him. Then I watched the tape. I'm in love. Maybe there's another signing like that. Well, I don't know. We shall see, but
we gonna see.
I'm hoping for Gilmore. I'm hoping for Gilmore now.
That's funny you said that about Amik Robinson, because I immediately asked the biggest Raider fan I know, And he's like, man, I got no clue who that guy is. So I didn't know anything about him before he came in.
I remember watching that play he had against Christian Watson. I remember that. I remember seeing that play but no, I was not familiar with Amik Robertson's game as a player. But I remember watching that game where he was playing against Christian Watson when they played the Packers, and he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think at that point for me when I saw it, because I knew of the play, but it was like one of those like nameless gray face. You know what I'm saying? Like you just didn't know who it was. Like, oh, sick. Like fuck the Packers. But no, I think he'll end up playing nickel. Branch will end up playing safety. The only thing where I'm like, okay, what happens is this guy, which I guess he did kind of split time either way last year, is Afonso Melifonwu. We had a little bit of a breakout candidacy there last year. Is like now, is he gonna be splitting time with Branch? And at that point, is Branch still splitting time? Like what are we doing there? Or are we just running straight like nickel packages, having them all out there?
I don't know.
That's my question, I guess.
Decisions.
Yeah, Eazy. That was a great point, though, that you do not want Branch off the field.
Yes.
You know, like I'm right there with you with that. Yeah, he cannot be because he has all pro potential going into a second season.
Yes.
Like I'm expecting massive numbers. He missed 2 games last year, still had 13 passes defended.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about a guy that could double-digit TFLs, maybe even 20 pass defended, multiple interceptions. We saw the pick 6, obviously, but this dude is a playmaker. Keep him on the field at all costs. If it does mean transitioning him to safety, I mean, let's give it a go.
Yeah, maybe even. I mean, be real. Because when I was excited about Amik, I was more excited about it being like a nickel spot. If he had to, obviously outside. I was one of the first ones excited about that guy, by the way, too. Once I finally watched the tape, I should say. But like, where is the confidence, like 1 through 10, on Amik on the outside?
I would say 7.
7?
Yeah.
Pretty high.
For what he is. I mean, I don't expect him to be,
Yeah.
you know, all pro caliber corner, but I have confidence he can play that position and play it well.
Chris?
I don't know. Like 6. Not familiar with this game, but you know, he's talking the talk, and
yeah,
and I believe that that's a great quality that a lot of CBs have, or a lot of great CBs have. So I think he'll do enough, and I think that combined with the improved pass rush, that will help a lot. So I think he'll do an adequate job. You know, I think the baseline is, can you be better than Jerry Jacobs? Like, can you? And I think absolutely. So I'm not too.
That's a great point. That is the baseline, and I mean, all due respect to Jerry, I expect these guys to be better.
Exactly.
They've been brought here to be that. And Alan W makes a phenomenal point. So isn't it great that we have so many good players? We're debating which one should start. That is a phenomenal problem to have. I'm really not tripping. The only reason I asked, I guess, like, you guys' confidence level of him starting on the outside, because like my assumption is he's going to take over that nickel spot if they're talking about moving Branch to safety. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe that's the split between there. It's the split would be Amik and Branch moving back and forth from nickel and safety. Or maybe don't, because if you would take that safety spot, Branch moves down to the nickel. That's literally what's going to happen, actually. That's what he just said about the CJDJ. We did it with CD. That's what Branch is trying to do. Safety at Alabama, nickel last year for us. This year will be his year to learn safety. But he already had a start on it last year, too, so it's not like he's going to be like a rookie at that spot. He's going to have some experience.
And another great thing to add to this conversation is that we're talking about the additions, and I know that makes sense because these are the things that are fresh, that are happening right now. But we are not talking about all of the young pieces. I know Spencer alluded to Jack Campbell, and we talked about Hutch and Elite, but like the guys that are already in place, like that's the exciting part about this is I like the additions separately when you just bring them in without the context of the roster. But adding in the context of the fact that this defense is a very young defense. I think 2 years ago, Eazy wasn't it the youngest defense in the NFL?
Yeah.
So this is a young defense, a young core. And now they have veterans and internal growth. Like, we're not talking about the internal growth part. That's where, to me, this defense can get into that, you know, top half of the league, maybe even for a stretch top 10 defense. Like, that's where it can happen because we're talking about the internal improvement as well that we haven't even really dove into yet.
Yeah, now that I've kind of cleared it out, I guess in my head, it's not on the opposite side, on the right side of the field. I believe they'll probably end up signing a Stephon Gilmore, or it's a veteran guy that could play that outside regardless.
I want it.
You split that between Branch and Amik, and anytime Branch is asked to move down to that nickel spot, you then put Afonso Melifonwu at safety. And then obviously on the right side of the field, on the left side corner, you got Carlton Davis. That's how I think it's go down.
For sure.
Um,
Did our audio just cut out? Or is that just me?
I'm
Right,
still
so
hearing it. And
I can still hear it.
There we
levels.
go. Yeah, it's back now.
all right, let's go to break. When we get back, some more. Oh, we got your mock.
Yep.
Vinny's mock draft.
Tell us about Swiss.
I'll tell you guys about Swiss. There's good news, there's bad news. The bad news, insurance rates are going up across the state of Michigan, across the United States. Make sure you go see my guy Mark. It's Mark at SwissINS.com or visit SwissINS.com by itself. They'll make sure you're not getting screwed over by your current insurance provider. No extra fees or anything in those deductibles. Go see my guy Mark at SwissINS.com.
Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for two things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party, it's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
And with the first pick in the 2024 Media Draft, Detroit selects Woodward Sports. Thank you for making us the #1 digital network in Detroit.
Now let me tell you about my favorite day of the year. That day is opening day. And we're going to be downtown all day for Grand Slam Fest. It's Friday, April 5th, starting at 9 a.m. Make sure you come join us. It's in a big old tent in the Detroit Opera House parking lot. You can get your tickets at GrandSlamDetroit.com. Friday, April 5th, starting at 9 a.m. The Grand Slam Fest for opening day in Detroit.
Real quick, we got Spain's mock draft coming up. I just want to make 2 points. Shout that to Water O'Neal in the chat. My honest belief, in the same way you saw with the guard spot, I think there's no chance in hell. I think you say the same with the outside corner spot with grabbing Carlton Davis. There's no chance in hell they draft and start a rookie on the opposite of Carlton Davis. They're a million% going to sign a veteran corner. And if they're still going to draft a guy, obviously them visiting, taking guys out to eat, guys probably like day 3 picks or day 2 picks. There's possibly that rookie starts at some point throughout the season, but going into it, there's not a chance in hell they're going to rely on a rookie cornerback in their pursuit of a Super Bowl next year.
You're in a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, there's not a single chance in hell.
Yes.
And then the other part too, you guys kind of mad disrespectful to Kirby. All right, Kirby, if there's anybody in that back that's not splitting time, it's Kirby Joseph.
Yes.
Like Branch is always going back and forth because he can. He's just like CD Deuce. You heard Dan Campbell say in the clip last segment. Play nickel, play safety, kind of move him all around, if you will. Kirby's staying put. No one's taking Kirby's spot.
He's your starting free safety. He's your center fielder.
Yeah. He's good at it too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't believe me or haven't believed me in the past, just know the things we said about the DJ Reader stuff, things we said about Carlton Davis were the same as Dan Campbell. Just know that the same belief is there with Kirby Joseph as well. Kirby's a dog.
Kirby is a dog.
Has been a great defense.
He's a ball hawk.
Yes. But without further ado, Spinny, speaking of that rookie cornerback, I don't know if you got one in your draft.
Oh, I did.
Who we got?
All right, Chris, throw it up there. My mock draft. Eazy was begging me to do one yesterday, so I went out there and did one.
Begging you.
At 29,
Ooh.
I had to take him because he was there.
You cooked.
Give me Kool-Aid McKinstry at number 29. Obviously, he is kind of going up in this draft right now, so I don't know if he'll be there at number 9, but we know he was dealing with a foot injury when he did his pro day, so he's going to be even faster and more explosive when that injury heals up. And obviously, it helps that he's injured. We know that Brad Holmes loves that in a guy. So give me Kool-Aid McKinstry at number 29. At number 61, I took a Western Michigan defensive lineman, a guy that the Lions have met with, a guy the Lions have showed a lot of interest in Marshawn Nealon. A big, physical, versatile guy. You can move around the defensive line and can win one-on-ones on the outside. He has that Dan Campbell attitude, that nonstop ability where he goes 100% every single play and make things happen. They like him. I think they go after him, and I took him at number 61. And number 73, I took my guy, and I don't give a shit, PFF. You can keep giving me an F for this bullshit. I'm taking Cooper Bebe in the third round every single time. This is a guy who can do a lot of different things. He can play a lot of different positions on the offensive line. He has insane numbers when you look up his pass blocking and his rush blocking. The dude is a monster. Where was it? Silky Johnson says that F looks rough. Fuck PFF for giving me an F on that. Cooper Bebe in the third round is not an F.
It's
you
cool
because we suck my dick.
Spinny actually, because well, you didn't talk that aggressively.
Yeah.
But we had the guy who grades that an F on the show, Trevor Sycamore. And Spinny, again, not as aggressively. Yeah, call him out.
I said, why the fuck is Cooper Bebe an F when I get him at 73? He's like,
didn't tell him to suck your dick.
He's like, he should not be an F. So, yeah. PFF, you keep giving me an F for that, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep taking him. Brad Holmes doesn't give a fuck either. At their fifth round pick, number 164, I took James Williams. Safety out of Miami, the U. This is a big dude. He is like 6'3 plus. He is a playmaker on the outside. One of his comparisons is Kyle Hamilton.
Ooh.
That is one of his pro comparisons.
That's crazy.
The dude is big. He is physical. He makes plays. He flies to the ball, and he has good ball skills. I like him a lot. James Williams out of Miami. If you haven't watched his tape, go put on his tape. The dude is a force out there. And in the sixth round at number 201, I took Joshua Cephas. Again, a big body, outside receiver. You could throw jump balls to, different things like that. Sixth round, number 205, I took Julian Pearl. Big monster of a tackle on the outside for Illinois. Big dude. I think he's 6'5", 310 pounds. Can play that tackle position. I saw a lot of him at Illinois. He was very good in the run game as well as in pass protection. And then in the seventh round, I took Will Richard, who I think is the best kicker in this draft, out of Alabama. Kid's pro ready. He can bang him from 60 plus. No diddy. Give me Will Richard in the seventh round. But I took a lot of big, versatile players in this draft. Guys that I think Brad Holmes is going to have on his board.
I'm not going to lie, those first three picks you cooked. Absolutely cooked. I got to do my homework on James Williams, but I'll never complain about having a 6-footer in that back.
You're going to like James Williams if you watch his tape.
Chris, what are you about to say?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, I thought you had your hand up.
Nope.
No, William McKinstry, he's growing on me. He's growing on me, honestly. And initially, I didn't like, he just didn't have that stickiness I'd like to see in a cornerback one, but thankfully, I have to assume he's not going to be that in this system. And if he does, if he's going to learn from a guy who's kind of similar to him in like body type, at least in Carlton Davis. You got another guy that's not the fastest. He's a little bit longer, lengthier. He's not the stickiest. Well, actually, Carlton Davis can get pretty sticky. But he has a good mentor to learn from, not having that quickness, you know.
And where was it? Super Saiyan Lions says, hell no, not even close to Kyle Hamilton. No shit. He wouldn't be going in the fourth round if he was Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton was a top 10 pick for a reason. But that's his size, his aggressiveness, the way he closes on balls, that's why he draws those comparisons. That's why he was their second pro comparison for him, was Kyle Hamilton, because of how big of a guy he is, how physical he is in the run game, and how fast he can get from that safety position to the line of scrimmage to chop down runners.
Yeah, I'm going to do some homework on him. I'm excited for it. And then obviously
if
the
he's
second
Kyle
pick,
Hamilton, he would be a projected top 10 pick, not available in the fourth round.
I don't even think this guy falls that far in it, but Marshawn Nealon, the second round. I mean, we had Trevor Sycamore on the show, and he recommended or said he wouldn't be surprised if he went first round.
Yeah,
the Detroit Lions, just because he couldn't see him falling back to him. Now I don't think that happens. At least not for us. I guess I wouldn't be surprised. Brad's going to go do his thing, BPA regardless. But if you were able to grab him in the second round, I mean that's baby Hutch. Just plain and simple, put you that way. A guy is going to not nonstop motor. Just bust his ass, a little bit of a bull rusher, and the one move that he likes to use, spin move. But nonetheless, is another valuable piece to have on there. And I think if you have those pieces where there's constantly, because again, I know Hutch doesn't always get to the quarterback. It's more so, I guess, moving them off of where they want to be. That's why he has all those pressure stats. But if you have two of those on top of a Lehman DJ, like shit's going to go your way. Whether it's a quarterback forcing a throw, whether it's one of those guys breaking free and getting to the quarterback, in which my prediction will probably be Lee McNeil in this scenario, or again, forcing the throw, just one of your guys capitalizing in the backfield. I'm for it, and obviously Cooper Bebe I think is a good dog too. I think Trevor's the only guy that we're aware of that's not a big fan of Cooper Bebe. And what did he even say? It was like athletically, the athletic traits were
I don't
was
know.
lacking. Yeah.
talk about production. You look at his production, and it's over 2,000 snaps with like 2 sacks allowed. Like the dude is a monster. And he gets out in the run game and puts people on the turf.
By the way, speaking of mock drafts, every Tuesday we're gonna end up doing this. You should join us one day. Ghost with Deanna and I will be doing mock draft for the Detroit Lions tonight. Last time we did 1 through 32. This time we'll do 1 through 7, a live mock draft with you guys listening, and obviously our inputs too. I'll probably give a couple guys. Same we've done it on this show before, and help us make the picks for Detroit Lions. What is your reaction to Speed's mock draft?
So it sounds like you guys like Neyland, and it sounds like some big-time scouts do as well. And I'm going to go back to the production. In 4 years at Western Michigan in the MAC, the dude has racked up 12.5 sacks. Are you saying that he's more of a draw double team, kind of get the pressures type guy? Why is the production so low in the MAC conference if he's projected to go this high?
12 sacks is good.
Career
12 sacks?
12.5 career sacks.
How many games started?
I mean, he's played in 32. 32 his last 3 years, 5 his first year.
No, I think...
so 37 total.
Same way, well, I guess Hutch is kind of coming around where you can't really have that argument, but...
I mean, Hutch went off in the Big Ten.
Hutch went off in the Big Ten, but it wasn't until, what, that last year? I mean, the 2 years before that.
He got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt before, so I don't know.
Did he get hurt both years or just the one? I thought it was just a 1 year.
I can look it up real quick, but I think he got hurt the year before, absolutely going in his senior year and leading Michigan to the Big Ten championship.
But in similar situation where we kind of found Hutch this year, where he's like, he's there getting these pressures, but he's never like landing the sack. That's why I tell you this guy's baby Hutch, where it's very similar, where it's like he doesn't have that natural bend. Just gotcha, motherfucker. I'm saying he don't got that. He's got that. I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I hope that articulates for some people. I see he's not a little, like, you know, he's more, I'm just fucking coming to get you.
Yeah, so that's Neyland. But Kool-Aid, absolutely loving this one. I still want the starting cornerback to come through, a Stephon Gilmore type pickup for this team. And then Cooper Bebe, depth at guard for next year, because obviously we don't know what's going to happen in the future with obviously the new guy we brought in. He's on a 1-year deal. So
yeah,
I dig it a lot. Yeah, and then depth at safety as well. So this sounds like kind of a depth draft. Obviously, Kool-Aid has the higher upside.
Yeah.
You guys think Neyland has an upside, but it does seem more of a depth draft and not drafting for starters.
Yeah, for me, the Neyland is not so much an upside, more so than like a piece of like to the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Where he's gonna help other guys get one-on-one situations. Lee McNeil again's the guy I want to point to. And then I hope this stores some confidence in you. I know Hutch did miss some games, but in 2018, 0 sacks for him in 7 games. 13 games played, and 2019, only 3.5. Obviously got hurt his junior year, just those 2 games, and the 14 games, 14 sacks. So some are, you know what I'm saying, actually, this guy didn't even have a breakout year, but I like Marshawn Neyland. When I look at these guys, same thing with DJ Reader. Not a lot of sack numbers, right? But it's like, I'm not always looking for a sack. I'm looking for a disruptor. Some other guys can get the sack.
Crazy amount of tackles.
Yes.
I'll tell you that. So that's good to see.
And he had other opportunities, too, to move on to, I think it was Miami or FSU. Because they went and they grabbed Brandon Fisk, by the way. He's a Western Michigan guy, too. Went to FSU. They tried doing the same to Marshawn Neyland, but I guess Marshawn Neyland, he was to a point where he wasn't going to play anywhere, and the Westerns are one team that took a chance on him, so he wanted to stay put, whatever defensive coordinator or defensive line coach they ended up keeping.
Hell yeah, that's the kind of guy I like.
That's what I'm saying. Loyalty, as Kendrick Lamar would say. How about that QB challenge, Spinmo?
Let me tell you about the Shake Shack QB challenge, because you can just sign up and you're in it. If you sign up, you're in the challenge. You can go downtown to the Shake Shack location when they're hosting it and try to win 2 tickets to the home opener for the Detroit football team. All you got to do is scan that QR code above me and sign up, or go to any Shake Shack and sign up, or go to woodwardsports.com and sign up. It's the QB challenge presented by Shake Shack.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports.
Wake up, Woodward. Woodward Sports has a new morning show. Start your day with Wake Up Woodward, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as I cover all of Detroit sports. Sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my guy Spin Rex, young Chris, Unky Nick. The show cannot go on without us talking about the biggest Detroit Red Wings game this season. Now, I got corrected on that to begin the show. I said they've been in a tight playoff race all season. Every game's been big. No, this is the biggest.
It's by far the biggest.
Per Spinny and Nicholas Kohloff. Someone let the boys cook.
Yeah, it is by far the biggest game of the season. You're at Washington taking on the Capitals. You are, 1 point or 2 points ahead of Washington right now in that playoff race, and they have a game in hand. So this is a game you need to win. If you want to stay in that playoff position, if you want to stay in that wild card spot, you need to win this game because your road does not get any easier going down the stretch. And the Capitals have a game on you, so they still have points that they can bank. You need to win this game. You need to win in a regulation. You cannot allow the Capitals to get a single point off of you. This needs to be a 4-point swing in the standings. So this is the biggest game the Detroit the Detroit Red Wings have played since they've moved to from Joe Louis Arena to LCA. It is an extremely, extremely important game for the standings, for the playoff race. And I think the guys know that. I think they're taking it seriously, and I think they're going to go out and win.
Yeah, Spenmo, this game honestly scares me because it's not at LCA.
Yes.
It's in Washington. And you think about Ovi, you think about the damage he's done his whole entire career there. Looking at this game, the Wings are plus 106 on the money line, Capitals minus 128. So we're underdogs going in. And Lalone's said all year, Vegas doesn't like us, which I'm sure glad they don't, because we have picked up a lot of wins as underdogs this season. And I think that you just said this is the biggest game since we've moved to LCA. But you think about the kids on this roster that are now leaders on this team. You think about a Mo Sider, the biggest game of his career so far. You think about a Lucas Raymond. How do they respond in this must-win game on the road against one of the best hockey players to ever play the game in Alex Ovechkin? I'm looking forward to it. This is must-see TV as a Detroit Red Wings fan. And this is all we've asked for. We asked for these games. We wanted to be in contention. Now we are. How does this team respond?
Yeah, and MPWMU says who's in net. I don't know. Have they announced that yet? I assume it's going to be Alex Lyon based on the performance he had in Nashville, where he held the Predators to 1 goal, where Nashville is one of the hottest teams in the NHL, and that was a great performance by him. So I assume it's going to be Alex Lyon in net against the Capitals in Washington. But yeah, this is the most important game, and you need your stars to step up. I needed to bring a goal in this game. I need it. You need to score in here. Alex, you've been on a snide, a bad snide. When the team, you're like the Avatar. When the team needed you most, you vanished. We need you to come back, and we need you to score here. It's extremely imperative. Patrick Kane needs to be Patrick Kane. Dylan Larkin's going to do his thing. I'm not worried about him. Dylan Larkin's going to be that guy. But we need Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat to show up in this game for sure.
Is it with Lyon, was there a fall from grace, or was it more so to do with the defense?
No, it was just
he's
taking? Never been a part. He's never done this before. He's never been the #1 goalie on a team for an entire season.
He was a top 10 guy earlier in the year.
Yeah, he got tired, man. He's never played this many games. He's never had this workload. He's never done this. So playing that many games, going out there that many nights in a row, it's going to wear on you. Stopping 40 shots every night is going to wear on you. And it's just he couldn't keep up that level of play because he's never done it in his career before.
11 games left in the season, including tonight. How will this team respond? We've seen the 6-game winning streak. We've seen the 7th-game slouch, 7-game losing streak. And this is what it's all about. And how does Lalone respond? How does Patrick Kane respond? How does Dylan Larkin respond? This team just got shut out in Nashville. Nashville has a great defense. They just shut out Florida the day before. but this is not a Florida or this is not a Nashville Predator team.
No, this is a team you can score on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are your expectations going into this game? How do you think this team will respond?
You need to score at least 3 goals if you want to win this game, in my opinion. This is a team that you can score on. They're not a great defensive team. You can go out there and you can put pucks in the net. I need to see a playoff or a power play goal. Like I said, I need to see an Alex DeBrincat goal, and I expect 3 goals. If you score 3 goals, you have a good chance, a very, very good chance of winning this game.
Alex Lyon is confirmed in net on FanDuel, a betting app that I use. Over under 26.5 for the saves.
I would take the over on that by fucking mile.
Yeah, this defense does love to give up shots.
That is easy money. I think he's over that in the second period. Like it's gonna be a tough matchup, man. They've got goal scorers on that team. They've got good players on that front line, and so you're going to need to be on your P's and Q's. And like I said, you're going to need to score 3 goals if you want to win this game.
We've seen Alex DeBrincat everywhere around the net, but not in the net.
Yes.
You know, and like you said, you need to see one from him tonight. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about him hitting the post. I don't want to hear that ding. I don't want to hear Post Malone. I don't want to hear any of that stuff tonight. I want to hear the horn. And honestly, like, this is the biggest game all season. Please, Red Wings, pick up a dub. I got to have faith in Dylan Larkin. The captain shows out tonight. Even though he's battling an injury, I think he comes out on fire tonight.
Big-time players make big-time plays, and that's what you brought him in to do here was score goals. Alex DeBrincat was brought here to score goals, to lead this team in goals. We need him to do that. This is a must-win game. If you don't win this game, your chances to making the playoffs plummet. So you need him here. DeBrincat, the city of Detroit needs you. The Red Wings need you. Go out there and put one in the back of the net.
Easy, Chris. You think the Wings are winning tonight?
Yeah, I'll take it.
That was confident.
I wasn't that confident in it. Well, I'm building a parlay right now too.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
My 2 shots on goal. They've been hitting. I'm looking for my guy DNC and T. He's usually building these with me. Larkin for sure 2 shots on goal. Right.
I'll put David Perron 2 shots on goal.
Perron 2 shots.
Yeah.
Chris, you think they're winning tonight in Washington?
Easy. Light work. No problem. This is like Pusha T versus Drake. This is easy money. Take it to the bank.
It's going to be a tough matchup, man.
Kane?
Tough matchup.
Kane or 2 shots?
Yeah.
The Ronin saying Mo Sider will score. That's extremely bold, but I love it. Big player, big game. I mean, biggest game of Mo's career for sure. 7-10. Puck drop.
How many right before the game starts? You can go watch the new episode coming out on Spemo Speaks.
Hey.
Drops at 7 o'clock. Spemo Speaks. Make sure you go check it out.
2 shots
Smash
for
the
Larkin
like
or
button.
3 shots?
For Larkin?
Yeah.
I would do 3.
Nick? 2 shots or 3 shots for Larkin?
I'm more of a passive, make sure you cash the bet. I would go 2.
All right. Ovechkin. How crazy is going to go with that one?
3, 4.
Yeah. I would
3
do
shots
3 or 4.
I'd do 3 for sure.
Raymond. He's spotty.
He is spotty. Spotty
Stay
guy.
away from Raymond. Don't put him in there.
Not even 1?
Nope.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to juice it with 1, he'll have a shot.
Let's see what it is.
Josh B says, let's go Red Wings. Do it for D-Mac.
That is true.
That is true.
Biggest game of the season comes on Turtle Day, March 26th.
DeBrincat 2 shots.
Yes. You need that.
Spenmo, it's probably trolling right here, but MPWMU, unfortunately, the Red Wings are cooked.
He is trolling. That's what he does.
He's
a Debbie Downer.
Doesn't know what he's
So
talking about.
Perron 3 shots?
No, I said Perron 2 shots.
Perron 2 shots?
Yeah. They need to win this game. You need to win this game flat out. This is a must win for the Detroit Red Wings. If you want to make the playoffs, you have to win this game. This should be a playoff atmosphere.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I definitely think
Mo
it will
Sider
be.
should play 25 plus minutes in this game. Like, you need to win this game.
I'm going to put Larkin for a point, too. Larkin and Kane for a point? Or just Larkin?
I wouldn't mind that. Larkin and Kane for a point.
Larkin and Kane?
Yeah.
Nicholas?
I do like Larkin to get one for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is Kane came here for this reason. He wanted to be on a contender playing meaningful games at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, put down Kane for a point. I'm putting him down to score one, actually. I like that even more. I'm going to parlay Kane with Red Wings money line. Let's go. Let's go.
I like it.
There you have it. When we get back, mailbag with you fine folk. How many likes we at?
We are at, I don't know. Let me tell you about Big Boy Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy. Catch it while you can. Dive into fish and chips, their new Parmesan crusted cod, perfectly fried clam strip platter, or delicious fish sandwich. A Big Boy must try the new mango iced tea, the ultimate compliment for the new popcorn shrimp Alfredo, or shrimp stir fry. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy. And don't forget, every Friday night, the all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Glorious Cannabis is back with a new ice water bubble ash duo, now with Diamonds, constantly pushing to create the best cannabis experience.
Yatch!
That perfect boost comes with the added touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing flower with only the highest herbs, making the best even better. Glorious Cannabis, check us out at your local retailer or visit gloriouscanna.com.
Smash the like buttons, mate. We only have 10 minutes. So you can no longer smash it. Smashing. You guys ever watch
Smashing Pumpkins?
Smashing Pumpkins. You ever watch Wild Thornberries?
No.
Smashing. Smash that like button, mailbag segment. Or we got a little bit of Pistons that was left on the sheet. I don't have the chat in front of me right now. Any mailbags ready right now? You want to get the Pistons thing out the way? I'm looking at you, Chris.
What are we talking about?
Hey, breaking
Big C. Oh, what's up? Breaking news?
Breaking news today. Before we let Chris cook, I've officially not re-upped my season tickets for next year. The Pistons have officially lost me. They lost a fan this season. The Pistons. How do you fix them? Talk to Chris.
How you fixing Detroit Pistons, Chris?
One word and one word only.
2 days in a row.
Oh, you cashed it?
Yeah.
I didn't even.
We gotta start documenting if the Wings win on the days you cash.
Okay.
Listen, there's one word and one word only to fix this business. It's pretty simple. God. That's it. It's just the higher powers.
Derek Barnes, we need you.
That's all you need. Go to church every Sunday. Lock in. Pray on your off days too, man. Like give to the communion. Make sure you pray for this Piston team, because this is a team, man, that is just so much dysfunction. We've talked about it several times on this show. I've lost complete faith. Like I love the pieces that are here on the roster, but I don't believe in the coach. I don't believe in the front office, and I damn sure don't believe in the ownership. I was literally laying in bed last night when I was starting to feel a little rough, and I was damn near on the verge of tears, thinking about like this Piston team and where it's at. Like it can get like that. I imagined myself on air on this show talking about the Pistons and damn near breaking into tears, because it's that way, man. Like this season, you can't even finish it out strong. Like you can't, because you're shutting down players for the year. Asar is a player that I believe in, and I talked a lot about. Me and you, Eazy, talked about him on the phone for a half an hour last week or 2 weeks ago. And now he's got this blood clot, and that's the thing that players can either bounce back like Brandon Ingram, or it can hinder your career like Chris Bosh. So it's just tough, man. You're trying to find the silver lining, and it hurts, because you finally got a prospect like Cade, a guy you can actually build around, not fucking Andre Drummond, that bum. You have somebody you can build around, and you're blowing it. You're flat out blowing it. So it's disheartening.
Now I feel you. I think where you can allow yourself, or at least where you can find yourself getting depressed about it for real, is like the core issues with this franchise, I'm not going to say team franchise, is the guy who owns the fucking team.
Exactly. How do you fix that?
And you can't fire the guy who owns the fucking team. You encourage him to sell, but at the end of the day, he makes the final decision if he wants to or not. They couldn't even get Donald Sterling to sell. And by the way, like, on top of just losing every fucking year, he's only gained value in the franchise. When he bought it worth like $300 million, now worth like 1 point something billion.
Told you.
Absolutely.
We got to do what Nick did.
Cash
Stop
the
buying
fuck
tickets.
out.
Stop
Cash
going
the
to games.
fuck out and move on, dog. That's it. I
You
don't
will never
care.
do that.
I know.
Owning an NBA franchise is a license to print money.
Yeah.
If it's up to us, like it really is, because it does start and end with Tom Gores. Is the reason this team is shit is because he is the worst owner in professional sport right now. Because he is the worst owner in basketball right now.
By far.
So if you want changes, stop going to games. Stop buying tickets. Stop buying merch. 'Cause that's the only way it's only gonna affect him. Because he will never sell as long as they're making money. As long as they continue to make money and continue to up his investment, he will never sell. It's a license to print money.
And you know what? I
But
did
the NBA
see
will
a couple
intervene.
tweets.
If there's 2 people at games, if nobody's wearing Pistons jerseys, if nobody's talking about them, the NBA will intervene. So that's the only way. Because
I mean, they did.
it's because Tom Gores is by far the worst owner in basketball. That's why the Pistons suck.
I'll say this, and I think we don't talk about them because there's nothing to talk about. It is truly because we're like, yes, it's our job to talk sports, but like as Chris said, it's depressing. Like it ruins my day. And I think you guys have caught it every single time we have talked about them. It gets pretty passionate here. Guys get to yelling, get to screaming about it. We get to argue with each other over it. And there's nothing wrong with that. We should be arguing over sports. I think that's what I love about sports is arguing with a motherfucker and being right all the time. God damn, never lost. But with this guy, we have to, I guess, talk about it because he did show some shame when he put out the James Edwards interview on Christmas Eve. Like I do philanthropy, blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously there's enough, from you guys that do go, sell a team chance all the way.
Don't go.
Every fucking quarter. If you do go, sell the team chance.
How well
if
Lugo?
you know someone going, sell the team chance. We have to embarrass him. It's either making the proper changes or putting the proper decisions in the proper hands or selling the fucking team. Because he feels ashamed. The James Edwards interview on Christmas Eve showed that. We could shame him into making some type of change, man. We just have to fucking keep going at him. And don't fucking Troy Weaver, fuck Monty, go at Gores. That's the guy we need to be calling out. Go at Gores. Because he's been here, Talon's been here the longest. He has 5 of the worst. He's going to end up having 5 of the worst Pistons seasons of franchise history. And this year he's closing in on the worst season of franchise history. Yep. The 10 worst records in Pistons history, this guy's responsible for 5 of them at the end of this season. He is the guy we need to bitch at. Again, fuck Monty, fuck Weaver. Whatever happens with them happens. But the guy we need to embarrass is fucking Tom Gores.
I'm in a tough spot because I have tickets that I got at the very beginning of the year that were redeemed for this game, April 1st against the Charlotte Hornets, and I'm in pain because I'm going with great company. I'm I'm excited to take her. I took her to the last game. She loved it, and I want to go again. But it's like you're right. I don't want to support
Tigers
this shit.
game in a couple weeks.
Yeah, about the tickets he's saying.
I said just wait and take her to a Tigers game in a couple weeks. The Pistons are dog shit.
Chris, you do have to go, and you do have to just completely. I liked what Eazy said. Say sell the team. I mean, when I made out the tweet this morning, I said a whole lot of things are the reason why I am giving up the season tickets, but the biggest one, 52 and 184 since we drafted Cade Cunningham. Fellas, that is the worst winning percentage of any team in any sport in the last 3 seasons. This is the worst franchise in all of franchises when it comes to sports. Your big 4 sports. There's no excuse. This used to be a proud franchise. It is no longer. I hope every single fan does what I did today. Oh my God, I'm fired up. Sells the effing tickets because there is no excuse for a Pistons franchise to be this bad, or any Detroit, any sports franchise to be this goddamn bad.
Stop getting so worked up, man. I'm sorry. I did it a couple months ago. It's not even worth it anymore. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about giving out a good product. Fuck them. Like, I'm over it. The Pistons mean nothing to me right now because it starts with the fucking ownership, and it's embarrassing that they don't care. I know the players care. None of this is on the players. It's
some of it is on the players in my eyes. Take some effing pride, spend money.
What are they gonna fucking do, man?
They gotta take pride and win some fucking games.
How? With what?
I
You
don't
expect
know.
Evan Fournier to take pride?
No.
You
the
expect
guys are
Taj
playing.
Gibson to
Not-
take pride?
Not when we're tanking, clearly like we are right now. I'm saying during the spree.
You tank every
during
year,
the 20,
bro.
I'm saying the 28 game losing streak. That's got to be something on the players. You can't fucking allow it to happen.
Well, there's the other part of it too, though. Is like you have Monty in these bullshit fucking lineups.
Yeah. 100%.
It'll be a close
yes, it
game.
Is. It is.
And a team that needs the wins, not only just like to avoid the fucking depression of the fan base and just embarrassing yourself as a franchise and coach and players. A team that needs the wins because Cade Cunningham has yet to get W's yet. Jaden Ivey's yet to get W's yet. Jalen Duren's yet to get W's yet. You don't want them to lose their focus and get used to this either. You need the wins more than anything. And here he is, close games, all bench lineup for the fuck of it.
No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, at this point, it don't matter either way
The
because
culture
they're not playing anyone.
The culture is dead. The team is dead. I doubt any of these players re-sign. Like, yeah, it's cool to have them now. Watch them while you can. Nobody's coming. Nobody's staying. Nobody wants to play for the Pistons. They're fucking trash. And it's because of Tom Gordon.
foul.
That'll do it for us today. Appreciate you all tapping in. Spemore X Speaks, new episode dropping now. Go
Trade
check
Ivey,
it out.
number one overall pick for Ingram and some change.
For Eazy,
Would love
for
it.
Nick, for Chris, I'm Spencer. It doesn't matter who they trade or who they bring in. The system is garbage, the team is garbage, and the organization is garbage because of the ownership. They will never get better as long as Tom Gores owns this team. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Sell the effing team, Tom.